Evening all, welcome to Kicking Dust. Now, today we're going to talk about something linked to the last video actually. You may have seen the last video. If you haven't, check it out. It's basically to do with ISK doubling, or scams as I like to call them. And it's funny because it's polarized the community quite nicely. A number of people have messaged me some very pleasant emails saying, thank you Pyrex for letting us know that these things are generally scams, that if somebody offers to double my ISK or even just, double, if to give me more ISK than I gave them, chances are it's a scam. But they've been kind of nice and filed under pleasant with kittens and on it. But whereas the funny ones, I think, have been the people who obviously were going to do this as a bit of a scam. They were setting themselves up to do this. And they're not too happy that I've kind of, I guess, spilled the beans. The simple fact is, it's doubling, or, give me your ISK and I'll send you this back, or, give me this and I'll give you that, or invest in me, whatever the scam is. They're all the same, and I think just buyer beware every time. You can trust me, Uncle Pyrex. You can trust me perfectly fine when this option comes in. Just send me 100 million ISK and I'll look after it for you. No joke. Again, it just baffles me how people they don't really get it. But your risk is your own. Don't let anybody try and part you with it. There is nothing worse in this game. If let's say you had 100 million, a number of you probably have like 50 million, 100 million if you've been playing a while. Even if you've got, say, 20 million, that's a kingly sum. Now, what happens? Imagine the game if you lose all of your ISK. Imagine how you would even play that game. Now, Dust is obviously, I think, a bit easier than Eve. In Eve, literally people rage quit and never come back if they get scammed. And if you lose all your ISK, it's a horrible feeling. It's funny because I remember thinking way back, a friend of mine was scammed in our starter corp, and it was a very clever scam. Basically, it relied on a contract. So you provide this material, and the contract outputs a ship. And this guy thought it looked too good to be true, and it was. And basically, he outputted not what he thought put in. So he basically spent like 100 million ISK, which in Eve is a huge amount back in the day. It's nothing now, but back then it was. And he put all of his money into this contract, and the output was, let's just say, not quite what he expected. If you were expecting like a Ferrari or a Porsche out the other end, he basically got, let's say a Trabant, which was broken with only one wheel, and it was covered in shit. And that was basically his reward for this. So he obviously felt gutted. Now, I remember speaking to him on TeamSpeak, and it was as if the guy had been mugged. Literally as if he was walking home late from night from the space pub, and he was mugged by space kids, I don't know. And he literally was like in shock. And I remember that was the first time I ever thought in my life that actually people take this game quite seriously. After that, goons came into the game, others came into the game, and scamming became quite, I think, a fun and notorious part of the game, which I think today is probably reveled in, to be quite honest with you. But I certainly remember back then when, this was like the old days of Eve. Nobody really scammed, and this was why it was so shocking when somebody did, because to lose everything was incredible. It really was. So I think that's going to happen in Dust. I think we're going to have a lot of players who've worked hard, played for months, and got all of their ISK, and then they're going to trust someone. It could even, and this is the thing, right? Listen to me when I say this, please. The person who is going to scam you out of your money, you probably already know, and you've known for a long time. It's as simple as that. That is usually how the best scammers work. I did this myself. I managed to work my way into a very large organization and basically screwed them over. People that I'd worked and played with and spoken to on personal, not only gaming, but personal matters for many, many months, even years. And in the end, you basically stab them in the balls and run, laughing all the way to the bank. And I think that's going to happen in Dust. You're going to have, a corp director, for example, has access to the corp wallet right now. Well, that's fine. But you're going to get somebody who, perhaps will one day realize why, they're a bit sick of maybe being made to do all the work. Maybe they're fighting PC battles continually. They're losing all of their ISK, fighting for the corporation to have ISK. I mean, that's the thing. A lot of corporations that have PC districts, their directors and the CEO are reaping the benefit only of those battles. Even if they're doing nominal payments, it's still, they're still making the lion's share of the money. So eventually somebody's going to get, quote, pissed off. they'll be promoted into a position, and then glorious drama will happen, and this person will steal everything, and they'll, we need the option to disband alliances, we need the option to give away districts, you need the opportunity for metagaming to completely cripple groups. Okay, I'm waiting for somebody in Darkstar Army to do this to us as well, although at the moment we've kept it quite nicely knocked down. We know a few people have tried to get into our holder corps, so nice try. Not going to happen, but eventually somebody will get it, because that's the way it is, and it'll be somebody I already know. I've got my eyes on you. And I think this is the fun thing of the game, is that COD and Battlefield 4 and certainly PlanetSide 2, they have nothing like this, and I think this is there's a power, because again, I would stress, you can be the best player in the game with the strongest alliance, the strongest corps, the strongest squad, but all of your work could be undone. Group work of thousands of people could be undone by one person who's a brand new player to the game, who's just frankly smarter than you, and that could be the downfall of anybody in this game, me included. And that's what I love about it. This ability to really metagame your way to the stars is wonderful. So I think highly engage into this new process. I think, don't get me wrong, I think if you want to scam, contact me and I'll tell you some other scams, ones that I haven't made anybody aware yet. I mean, if you're an EVE player, you already know them, but I think if you're going to scam, go for it. I think it's going to make some delicious drama, but you've got to remember you're playing against a group of players who probably aren't as hardcore as EVE players, so the more people that we scam, the more likely is they'll never come back. So you do have to bear that in mind, but again, is that a bad thing? Who knows? Do we need these kind of emo, ass bags in the game? Probably not. I don't know. You tell me. I don't know. But I think at the end of the day, the game is enriched. The story is enriched. The tales of your days as a merc are enriched by you being a cunning, cheating bastard sometimes. And I think everybody should have that kind of in the back of their mind. Yes, Corp is mother, Corp is father. Yes, Alliance is king. But yes, your friendships that you forged in here, are good friendships. But unless you know these people in real life, you've met them through a computer game. It doesn't really matter, does it? If you want to steal and screw over a group of players to enjoy the delicious drama that will bring, imagine it now, all those hate mails. Dude, how could you do this? I hate you. I'm going to hunt you down. I'm going to find you in real life. I'm going to hurt you. Imagine how, aroused that will make you. Think of the delicious drama. So that's, I think, it. I think, please don't think that in any way I'm trying to sort of stop scammers. I'm just, I guess, trying to protect people who maybe don't understand the way this thing works. But I think if you want to try and scam people, I think if you want to go and steal people's ISK and have, literally just screw people over, then go for it. Because again, this is the beauty of the game. Yes, you're going to get a lot of hate mail, but enjoy every ounce of it. Because I tell you what, part of the game, I think, is really just, seeing how much you can do. When I did some scams, I was just shocked at how liberal people would be with their assets. Here you go, here's $4,000 worth of real game credit. Build me a Titan. Like, really? This is the kind of attitude that people have. And this is the good. The level of the scammer is all around how easily they give you it. There are people who literally, just need to be parted with their money because they have no clue what they're doing. They really don't. Greed is also a wonderful thing as well. I think greed is what pretty much makes every scam work. This inability to have billions of ISK. So there we go. This is you're probably scratching your head and thinking, what the hell's he on about? I thought he was the good guy. No, bollocks, I'm not the good guy. I just think right now I want to stop those shocking, shitty scammers who sit in local and try and get idiots to part with their money. I want them gone. And I think it's time for the big boys to step up and the real scammers of the game to really screw over people. And I think if you're at a big alliance or if you've got a lot of ISK, we're coming for you. So there we go. Nice scary thought to leave you with. If you have a lot of ISK, we're looking for you. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you next time.